Hey, what's up, my bro Ayub? What's happening? What's happening, my bro? What's happening, everyone? Uh, Guys, can you hear me by the way? Because I've taken off some cables. My computer, it wasn't working. It was messing about, so I had to kind of like disconnect everything and reconnect all the USB cables back. Can you guys hear me? Right? Should be able to hear me though. Just in case, when I reconnected my USB cables, it might have changed my mic settings or something. What's happening, Samita? How are you, my brother? How's everyone doing, guys? Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you guys are. Where are you guys based? I know Samita's based in Sri Lanka. Where are you based, are you? I know you guys are the regulars, man. Appreciate all the support, guys. Honestly, today is such a volatile session we have. Got news coming in at 1:30, guys. 1:30. What's happening, Shafi? How are you? How are you? How's everyone doing? Guys, we're gonna be, today is honestly a blessing. I can't lie to you guys. Quite excited. Got exciting session ahead of us, guys. You're from Morocco. Amazing, amazing. I actually used to have a friend. His name was Ayub as well. He was also from Morocco. That's amazing, man. That's amazing. Okay, let's just set everything up. Set everything up on magic keys as well, because 1:30, expecting to do a lot of damage. Oh, hold on a second. That's the wrong one. Where's my MetaTrader? There it is. That's the MetaTrader 4 right there. Looking to do some damage today, guys. Let's see, let's see, let's see. Should be quite exciting, man. Should be quite exciting. Looking to execute on that one trade, and hopefully he's gonna go straight to the TP. Do you know what it is, guys? This is like December. This is when, usually trading stops. So every time we get a volatile session, this should be counted as a big blessing. Honestly, I can't lie to you. So quite excited for today, man. Let's just input the risk. You guys can see we're gonna go in straight in with 1% risk. Again, we stay consistent with our risk. We don't lower down our risk or put it up too much. It always has to balance out, because let's say if you're on a losing streak and you start to get scared and lower down your risk, you can really end up getting on a winning streak and just not make any sort of profits whatsoever because of the amount of risk you're taking per trade. So you have to stay consistent with your risk as well. Let's just do that. But man, I'm not going to even lie to you guys. I really just want this month to be over, and also I want Feb to just come up now, because from Feb we got big things coming up, guys. Big things coming up. I'm not gonna lie to you. Okay, that's 1% risk or done. Let's just obviously set magic keys up. Also have to start the software as well, as usual. Got to be started. There we go. It's all good to go. All good to go. Let me just quickly send the link to my private members as well, quickly. Okay. Amazing. Come, bro. You are welcome. Yeah. One day I'm gonna come to Morocco for sure, man. How do you pronounce it? Is it Marrakesh? I don't know. I don't know how to pronounce it probably, but I'm probably gonna come there soon. Most definitely, man. I'll hit you up, man. I'll hit you up. Make sure you follow me on Insta. So when I come to Morocco, I'll hit you up, man. Whatever trading session together for sure. That's the best thing about trading, man. You can literally be sitting anywhere, and literally you have that freedom, where you can just be sitting anywhere and still make your money. You don't actually have to be a slave to a certain area, a certain location. It's just financial freedom, man. Already speak with you in DMs. Oh, okay. Yeah. Make sure you guys, everyone, Shefi, Ayub, all of you guys, make sure you let me know on the Insta. I'm like, bro, I'm this guy from YouTube live stream, so I remember who you guys are. Because honestly, I get so many messages on Insta, and I've been trying to stay off, and been trying to stay away from Insta recently. So I've usually been getting a lot of requests as well. I just don't use it as much, honestly, now. Just trying to be, I'm just trying to focus on my trading, my body, everything, on this strict diet, banging out gym as well every day. Hey, what's happening, my brother Scotty, bro? How you been? What's up, D? What are you expecting from news? Bro, do you know what? We're going to get into our analysis literally in a minute or two. I was having some technical issues with my PC, unfortunately, so I had to basically unplug all the USBs, plug them all back in, and now it's working finally. So I'm just waiting for my private Zoom members to join in as well so we can start our analysis. I'm just going to quickly send them another link just in case it's not working. Trying up. But yo, yesterday was so amazing though, guys. You guys saw the sales week call. Wow, it was beautiful, man. And okay, what's happening here now? It's about one. Kind of have a little risk-free trade running here as well on my MetaTrader 4 if I show you guys. As you guys can see, the stop loss is actually in profits. So it's basically like a little risk-free trade running at this point here as well. More than 10 pips up on this trade. So yeah, let's see if we can add on to these trades today. Let's just quickly go to the weekly once again. So guys, we do understand the bigger picture though. Obviously, let's remove everything. Let's start fresh. Always want to start fresh, because otherwise you can go based off your bias that you had yesterday, and that can really mess up your judgment. Every single day you want to start off fresh. You want to have fresh analysis, so you know you can start creating your bias for the day, because you don't want to stick with yesterday's bias. That can really mess up your trading. So again, we do understand the bigger picture now. We have the range. Let's quickly just go on the daily time frame to understand what the range is. So this is our range now. This is the top side of the range, and as guys, I've been saying it for the longest time, we're gonna start trading up here now. We're gonna start creating this as the top side of the range and this as the lows of the range. You guys can see we've literally been doing that now. This has become our next range now. Before this, obviously we were within this consolidation, and our range was actually all the way down here. So this was our previous range now. This level here, which is 1785, was the top side of the range, and this was the lows of the range basically. And this move here was the liquidity grab with FOMC, and you know, after that we just got the explosive push to the top side. So now we've actually retested the top ones, and at this point now we had to go down to kind of have that pullback as well to potentially form the upper wick now. So looking at the daily candle, what's happening is that the previous daily candle was quite bullish now, and this candle has pushed up to form highs on the daily time frame as well. And if you actually look at the daily highs, it's starting to reject off of this area. So this area is actually quite strong, so we don't want to take this area lightly. I'll just take out this over here though. Just take this out over here. So we do understand that this area here, we don't want to take it lightly. So now we need to start asking a question like, okay, we do understand that on the bigger time frame, the bigger picture, we are quite bullish, but again today market's going to be running by, you know, fundamental factors. That's what's going to drive the price first, right? The fundamental factors. So now what we have to do is we have to start looking at those areas. Okay, if price starts to go below this area, potentially we're going to see a retest of this level here. So now daily lows over here become really crucial, but daily highs also become crucial, because again we start trading above the daily highs. Now we understand what the top side of the range is. The top side of the range is actually all the way up here. So this is probably about how many pips? About 50-60 pips. So you guys can see now, this is how we can start playing within the intraday range. Understand, this is the bigger picture, the bigger range. 1808 is the top side, 1785 is the lows of the range. So you know, that's kind of like the 200 pip range we have. But let's be realistic now. What can we expect on the daily time frame? So look, it's got a really tiny bottom wick, and it's formed the upper wick now. It's starting to reject off of this level here, and we do understand that price needs to move in a sustainable manner. So now what we can start to see is maybe some sort of correction, some sort of rejections, and maybe you start pushing down to this level, and then from there start to drive price all the way back up again. Fundamentals are what will drive the price today. It's not going to be the technicals, but we do understand that, you know, before the fundamentals take place, the technicals have to do their thing. So now what can we expect until we get the news, which is in another 16 minutes? Potentially we can start forming lower lows and lower highs, maybe even start to, you know, pull back a little bit. So look at this now, this area here we've respected it numerous times now. Once the first time we approached, had a little bit of a rejection, what did we start to do? Came up to this level, sort of bearish candle, and then we started to kind of like consolidate within this range, and now we have broken out of this range, and we're kind of like consolidating below this range as well. If you guys just look at this, if I can just kind of put a rectangle here just so it makes more sense. So this became our first range. So you guys can see kind of broke out of the range now, and now what price is potentially doing is just potentially just retesting this area and turning it into some sort of resistance to start pushing down, because again we do understand right now the fundamentals are not in place, so you know technicals will do their thing, so potentially we'll be moving in some sort of a sustainable manner. And looking at all of these candles, they are just bullish candles. It's just been massive bullish momentum to the top side. Some sort of correction in the markets is required, so now we have to start marking out zones. Okay, where was the reaction areas? Looking at the reaction areas, this is the first reaction area to the downside. Now we do understand that obviously from here, usually when price does come down to this level, you see a massive rejection all the way to the top side. This area usually has a lot of buy orders, and from here potentially we're going to start, you know, turning this area here into your resistance and then start breaking down. But we do got to keep this in our mind. So obviously when news does kick in, we got to keep this area in our mind. Potentially we have been rejecting from this area, but now we start trading below this area. At that point you can say, look, the daily candle does not even have a bottom wick. I mean it does, but it's such a tiny bottom wick, right? Once again, these are also your daily lows as well. So what business does the daily candle has now of violating its own laws? Well, the only business I can really think of is that it wants to form new lows, and then obviously we have this range now. If it wants to form new lows, we have this clean range down to this level now on the intraday time frame, at least like 30-40 pips easily. Again, fundamentals are what will drive the price, so we can potentially even start trading back within the range that we have below this range, right? Or what can happen is, because we're quite bullish, we might not even get any sort of sustainable price action whatsoever. We might just see some sort of explosive push to the top side first, might tap the top side of the range, which could either be the daily highs or the top side of the range that we are within on the intraday time frame, which is 1814. From there, might even break to the top side, because we have a lot of liquidity here, a lot of orders here. Might even see some sort of aggressive push to the top side. Once again though, guys, it is not NFP or CPI, so I don't know if we're going to be expecting something so crazy, but you know, we're gonna see some sort of fluctuations for sure though. So that's why we got to start looking at the ranges now. Look at your 4 hour, look at the way the 4 hour is starting to reject at this point as well. So these lows over here are becoming quite strong. As you can see, you have a little bit of a resistance as well. If you look to the left, you have a little bit of a resistance as well. Price pulled back to this area from here, pushed all the way down. So we do understand this area here is some sort of significant area now. So again, that's really good for us. We start trading below this now, start violating these 4 hour lows. Guess what? We know that this becomes our range now. This basically becomes our range that we can execute a sell position within, and then obviously on the top, this is just our buy position. So what I'll be doing is I'll definitely be waiting for price to at least get back to this zone, and then from there potentially execute either on a buy position or a sell position, right? Otherwise, what I'm thinking is either we're going to do that or we're going to start trading above this, because you guys can understand, again, liquidity will play a big role in this. So look, you're coming back within this range as well. This was your first consolidation, kind of like broke out of this consolidation, done a second retest here, forming a double bottom down here now. So this was your second attempt now. So let's just, when did we form these lows? This was 23rd. So look, these lows were actually formed today, and now this is the second attempt on the intraday time frame. Second time now we're attempting to break below the daily lows. At this point now, if we start to feel and start to, you know, if we can't break below this, and we're attempting to do that for the second time, and we're forming a double bottom down here, at that point it just tells me that, you know, daily candle is just not ready at the moment to go down. And don't fight it, just take it back up. Understand what your next range is to the top side. To the top side, we understand this is our range. We start breaking out of this, start breaking out of 1808. We're gonna see a nice explosive push at least up to 1814. But again, you want to start marking out these zones as well. Obviously this resistance level is 1812. You want to, you know, obviously do look out for that. But quite bullish on gold. But again, as I said, due to the nature of price action not being, you know, at the moment not being sustainable, we could see those pullbacks as well. And the fact that we are tapping into this such a key area here, we can see massive rejections. One more thing though, I do understand that gold does love going literally to the T when it comes to like your zones. So as you guys can see, it hasn't really tapped the zone. It needs to still push up a couple more pips, potentially about another like 3-4 pips, and then from there we can start to see rejections. So as I said, we've got another 11 minutes left. Potentially we can either take it up or down. So now again, if we do want to execute on a buy position, where does it make sense for us to take a buy position now? Let's just see if we can make sense of that. Let's go to the hourly time frame now. Look, this is our resistance now. From here we saw a massive bearish candle, so a lot of momentum to the downside. So I'm definitely gonna mark this now and try and make sense out of this, because we start violating this at this point now. What business does price have breaking above this now? We understand that there was significant amount of sell orders here that we drove price all the way down, started to be, you know, this bearish candle started to become this engulfing bearish candle, and all of a sudden we came down to the lows of the daily candle. We just started to reject once again. So it's just telling me that, you know, gold is just not ready to go down just yet. Do you know what I mean? So if it's not ready to go down, we're just going to take it back up, because again, we understand the bigger picture. We're quite bullish on gold, and look at the volatility just starting to kick in to the top side now. Wow, we're starting to violate this resistance level at this point as well. Again, understand what the range is. This is the top side of the range. We start breaking above this, we are going to start flying, guys, and I don't want to fight against it. Honestly, I do not want to fight against this. I think we can take this bad boy up. We most definitely can. Ooh, look at this rocket shape of a candle. Do you know where it is, guys? I really want to see how we start to react around this level, because again, as I said, gold loves to literally go up to, you know, like even literally loves going to the T. It loves, you know, when it comes to those zones, it likes to do those retests. Like it will literally go to the exact same level, and then from there start to reject. And as I showed you guys earlier, we didn't really get retest of this level. It was again couple pips away. And you gotta understand, significant orders are up here above this, and you know, at the level, not below it. Even below it, you will get some orders, but if you do understand how price action works, the orders are above here, and it needs to literally go up to 1808.867, that level. So honestly, the way, again, second attempt now to break to the downside, and look at the 30-minute, the way we're starting to form this structure now. No candles have also closed above this resistance level. This kind of again becomes a mid-range. Look, this was the consolidation, broke out of the consolidation, you know, formed a double bottom down here. Also, this is your daily lows as well. You guys got to keep that in your mind. Daily lows, you know, you're retesting a structure to the left as well. If you look to the left as well, you're retesting this structure on the 4-hour time frame. Oh, I don't know why this went down. Look at that. See that, right? So again, there are so many confluences now. The way this 4 hours is just starting to flip, we are quite bullish as well. And as I said, like, you know, if you guys understand the bigger picture, we are bullish on gold. So I feel like this might just be that massive uptrend that we have been waiting for. But during this month, it's just taking its time to go up. So again, I do not want to fight that, because again, we were just waiting for this retest, and then after that expected something like this anyway, this massive bullish momentum to the top side. And we do understand the top side of the range is all the way up here. So now we start trading above this range now, which is daily highs 1808. Then I can really see us coming up. This could be the play, honestly. This could be the play. This buy position up to like 1814 could be the play. Got another 7 minutes left now. Again, gonna have to start seeing some sort of massive rejections from up here, or we need to start trading above this range now. We start trading above this range, I think we can take it up, because again, got to make it make sense. Look at this double bottom being formed here now. This should have technically become your pullback, your retest, but at this point, look, what's happened is, where was your first leg up? Because let's say if we start marking up low lows, low highs, look at this. This became your first leg, closed below the structure lows. After that, guess what's happened now? This kind of became your fake out candle, but again, ended up forming a support below this support. So this is also becoming your new leg now. So you should not be violating this structure highs. We should not be closing above this. Again, could see wicks, most definitely can see wicks, but we should not be closing above this resistance level. If we do start closing above this resistance level, I'm most definitely looking to take this bad boy all the way up, because again, this was our second attempt now to break below these daily lows. There are a lot of buy orders down here. Gold is just not ready to break down. So again, expecting some sort of pullbacks now. And then after that, I want to see a massive push to the top side, potentially start breaking above 1808. And as soon as we start breaking to the top side of this consolidation, 1808 will be that risky area. I do want to watch out for 1808 from here. A lot of momentum to the downside can start kicking in, but we start trading above this level, man. I think we're going to start pushing up, massive push to the top side. That's exactly what I'm expecting now. So we're going to have to wait. We're going to have to wait and see. Got another 6 minutes left, guys. Another 6 minutes left. Okay, let's just get magic keys ready. Also look at how much has the daily candle moved, by the way. Let's just check quickly. All together is moved about Do you know what it is? It's only moved about 50 pips as well. So again, even though it makes sense for it to come down and form a bottom wick, usually what gold does is you'll get a candle moving up, like it'll move up like 100 pips or 200 pips in one direction, and then after that it will start to create some sort of sustainable price action. And especially in the days when you have fundamental factors, driving the price, that's how usually candles do move. So I can really see us at least going to the top side of the range first, and then after coming down, maybe some sort of a dump from up here or even up here, or even start just start a massive uptrend. Honestly, again, it becomes a bit tricky for us to kind of like break out of this during this month. Again, this is the last day now. This is it. Tomorrow we're not going to be streaming either. Is USD bank holiday. There will be just no volume in the markets. Markets will be dead. So today we really have to see what gold does. And I think it might want to push up now. Give us that second retest. From here, we might just start to play within this range. Honestly, might just start to consolidate within this range, 1814 and 1808 tomorrow. Because tomorrow I'm not expecting anything. Might see some sort of a retracement, but I think we're most probably just going to see a consolidation today. So tomorrow, my bad. So today we might just see the explosive push to the top side. I really do have a feeling we can see that. Again, look at the way the daily has closed above this resistance as well, man. It's just looking amazing so far. Look at this. Here we did close above the resistance level. Done a retest of this. From there, started a really massive downtrend, right? But again, as I said, we haven't really tapped this area just yet. So I want to be super careful around this level. We can see a lot of momentum to the downside as well. A lot of momentum. So for us to buy a buy position, it's kind of got to be from this mid range. So let's say this is our consolidation, right? A buy position can't be from up here. It has to be from down here somewhere. So gold actually needs to come down and do a retest of one of our areas. So the most significant area that we do have, the most recent area, is 1806. So it needs to kind of come down and retest this area, and then from there give us that massive push to the top side. At that point we can safely take that 1-to-1 position, but otherwise again it becomes quite tricky for us to execute on a buy position up here when the rejection area is so close to us. Another 3 minutes left as well. It's only about 10 pips away now. Yeah, I'll be super careful now because I'm only looking to execute on one setup, so I want to make sure it's the highest probability setup. What could take me out? Well, this area here is really is a tricky area to trade, but we start trading above this now, we can get a really massive push to the top side. Do want to mark out the next rejection area after this as well though. So we do have this area up here. It has been respected numerous times as well. So do you guys see how tricky this area becomes now? Like it becomes really tricky to start trading this area. But again, we're gonna ignore all the noise to the left. We're just gonna go based off the most recent wicks, right? So the most recent wicks, I guess we could go based off these wicks. It's about another 10 pips or 15 pips above the area that we do have marked. So I'm just going to quickly mark this as well. But after this, I think the range that we do have can be achieved. I think the best play would be to just see how price starts to react. Let's say if we can't take a position from down here and we don't see those pullbacks, then I think the best play would be to just wait for this area to get tapped and see what sort of reactions we get. If we see some sort of nice pullback and then again start to break it for the second time with momentum, I think that might just be the play, guys. That might just be the play. But look at the momentum just starting to kick back into the markets now. It's just beautiful, man. Beautiful. Do you know what it is? When gold moves, it's just something about gold when it moves. It's beautiful. It's like art. It's a beauty. Another minute left, guys. Another minute left for the markets to go berserk, for them to go crazy. The fluctuations are about to kick in. I'm also going to now open up my magic keys because it has to be quick execution. I'm looking at this area 1806. I want to see how it gets respected. If it gets respected, I'm looking to take this all the way up. I'm just going to start marking out areas on my MT4 as well, which is on my other screen. Let's go, Goldie. Let's get it. Another minute left now. Another minute left. So first scenario should be that let's see how it reacts above this area. If you do start to see some sort of massive rejections, then from there sell positions can be starting to you can see sales playing out as well. Just quickly zoom out. Gonna start marking out these areas, man. These areas of rejection on my MetaTrader 4. which is 1808.52. We start trading above that, then we're going up. Another minute left, guys. Okay, another 30 seconds left, or no, this is it. This is the open now. This is the open. Let's start zooming in. There we go. A lot of momentum to the downside, potentially forming a bottom wick at this point now. So let's just see how it starts to play around 1806, because it needs to form the upper wick as well. That's the thing. I want to see how it reacts around the 1806 level, because I might be looking to take a trade here soon, guys, if we start rejecting on a massive level. Honestly, at that point I can expect us just going up. Let's just see how this candle closes. Might just see a massive position coming up right now. I want to see how this candle closes, honestly, and then what the next one does now. This one's it's got a bottom wick at this point now. Starts clearing those highs, I think we can go up, because it needs to form the upper wick anyway. I'm gonna look to, let's see how the next candle opens, the next minute candle. Okay, do you know what? It starts pushing up. I'm in this position now to the top side. Let's see what this candle does now. It needs to start pushing up now, because it has an upper wick at this point as well. It's tapping the top side of the range. Either it's going to come down to form the bottom wick, or it's just going to start pushing up now. I want it to start pushing up now, just start clearing higher highs, higher lows. Let's just see what happens. Momentum is to the downside. Come on, give me that position now. It starts breaking its own highs. I'm in this buy position. There we go. Come on. It starts breaking these highs. We're going to start clearing 1808. We're going to see a nice position. I'm in this buy position. 1808.45. I'm in this position, man, to the top side. The way it's just forming those bottom wicks is all massive rejections. I think we're going to start taking it up now. I'm in this, guys. I'm in this. I'm going to aim for the 1-to-1 here. I'm in this position now. Let's see how this plays out. It can still reject very easily from up here, but at this point you want to see this range being cleared. Again, we do understand the bigger picture. Potentially have the retest, have the bottom wick, have the upper wick at this point as well. We start clearing this area here now, which is 1808. I think we're going to start to rocket ship to the top side. 1808 needs to get cleared though, so I do have 1808.52 marked. I'm just looking to see how I can manage my position here. I think we're going to start clearing 1808.52 and go straight to the top side. Again, the daily candle has only moved about 50 pips as well. Keep that in your mind, guys. Only 50 pips, literally only 50 pips. That's how much daily candle has moved. Only 50 pips. It's insane. So we can really easily start to push up now. Look at the previous candle. Quite massive. This one's come down to do that retest, and now we should start breaking above 1808 and see a nice push at least up to 1810. Either that, or we're going to start to reject this level and see massive momentum to the downside. But the way right now the momentum is to the top side, I don't see any sort of momentum to the downside. We start clearing this level now. I think we're going to see a rocket ship of a candle. 1808.52 has not been cleared. We're about to clear it. There we go. Nice. I think this is going to start to skyrocket now, guys. There you go. Partial TP is just up there. 7 pips up, 8 pips up. I'm going to look to make a risk free real soon. I'm going to make it risk free. So there we go. 8 pips up at this point now. This level has been cleared. Again, we are tapping this next rejection level, which we got to keep in our mind. So we start clearing this. We're going to see a rocket ship of a candle. There we go. 11 pips up. 11 pips up. I'm going to make it risk free real soon. Another push to the top side. Do you know what, guys? I'm going to look to make it risk free now. It's a risk free trade. This is a risk free trade now. Either I get stopped out at break even, or he's going to go straight to my TP. Because we're tapping this area once again now. I don't want to go into any sort of drawdown. So I made it risk-free at this point. This is a risk-free trade. Let's see if the partial TP can get hit. Look at that. Look at the way price is just pushing up to this area now. Partial TP is right there. Let's see what happens. Either I'm getting stopped out at break-even, or we're going to start to just push all the way to the top side. Do you know what it is? I want it to just stop pushing up now. I don't want it to come down to these lows anymore. I want it to stop breaking these highs. At least clear these highs, and after that maybe start to reject. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. There we go. Might take off some risk if we do start to reject and start breaking below 1809.35 and then just hold it. But I think we should be good to go up. It needs to stop breaking above these highs, and it's going to go straight to the TP. 14 pips up at this point. But it starts breaking its own lows on the minute candle. I'm going to close half. Just secure some profits and then leave the rest of the position all the way up. We start breaking above these highs now. We're going to see a massive rocket ship of a candle. But from here now, if I see a massive rejection, I'm going to take off 50% risk. Not 50% risk, 50% profits. Because there is no risk on this trade now. It's a risk-free trade. So let's see what happens. There we go. Let's go, gold. Let's start clearing these highs. As soon as it starts to clear these highs, man, we're going to see a massive push. Another minute left. With the new 5-minute open, we're going to see more momentum kick into the top side. Again, this is the 5-minute open. Now, it can push down. I don't mind if it starts to push down. It needs to create a bump wick, and then from there, we're going to see that massive push to the top side. Up 14 pips at this point, guys. 14 pips up at this point. There we go. This candle should give me my TP now. Let's go. Let's start to rocket ship. There we go. It's starting to push into these areas now. So I really want to be extra bit careful. So we start breaking below the lows of the previous 1-minute candle. I'm going to close 50% profits and take off my partial TP and just let it run basically. So let's see what starts to happen now. Secure some profits at this point now because we were so close. So let's see. This is it. Starts breaking below these lows. I'm going to close 50% profits. Do you know what? I'm going to take off 50% profits. I'm going to take off the partial TP because I know it's still going to go up. But again, we're tapping into this danger area. So better be safe than sorry. And so rest of it now, I'm just going to hold it basically. So yeah, let's see what happens, guys. 50% has been secured at this point though. And now I got the rest running. Honestly, we start clearing these highs. Now we're going to see a massive push to the top side. We start clearing these highs. This is going to become a rocket ship. Again, I've told you guys, a lot of orders up here. We have a lot of liquidity above this level as well. We start clearing 1810, we are going to start becoming a rocket ship of a candle all the way to the top side of the range. But again, as I said, you want to be safe because again, we saw more than 10 pips to the top side now, and the trade is risk-free. I'd rather just secure something than just get stopped at a break even and not secure anything. So this is the most sensible way of trading at the moment because we are tapping this and we are reacting to this area rather than predicting. But as soon as we start clearing this, potentially this is gonna skyrocket, man. I'm really excited now. We start clearing these highs, gold is about to fly, guys. Again, the daily candle has only pushed about 50 pips as well in one direction. Keep that in your mind. It's only pushed about 50 pips. Keep that in your mind, guys. So look, it's starting to basically push down now a little bit. That's why I've secured 50% here. Stop loss is literally at break even, so I can really easily get wicked up. But I think we start breaking above these highs, we're not coming down anymore. We are not coming down anymore. This is going to stop pushing up to the top side. There we go. This is it, guys. This is it now. We just need a little bit more momentum to kick in, man. Just a tiny bit more momentum to kick in. Because again, see, as I said, we wanna react to the markets. We don't want to predict the markets. From here now, we're starting to see some sort of rejections. That's why it was the smartest thing to do. Just take off some of the profits. Because, you know, you're up more than 10 pips. Just take off at least like some of the profits. Just in case, you know, the reactions are so aggressive that it just stops you out. Because again, my stop loss would have been up here because it's at break even. It's not below the structure. Now, let's say if I had an entry from down there, then I could have, you know, kept my stop loss there and not taken off any sort of profits. But now the chance of me getting wicked out is really high if the rejections are really massive. So that's why I've taken off some of the profits, but most probably can look to scale in above here, guys. If we start breaking above this now, start forming higher highs and higher lows, start breaking above 1809.97, that's when we're going to see a rocket ship of a candle potentially in the next 3 minutes. Well, the next 2 minutes now. The new 5 minutes going to open in the next 2 minutes. That's when you're going to see some sort of explosive push to the top side. My main TP is at 1814. 1814 is achievable. So I'm going to just move my TP up here. So this is about 50 pips. 50 pips. That's my main TP basically. Okay, let's see what happens now. Again, we're just starting to consolidate within this area. And just need a little bit more momentum to kick in, guys. But we saw that news literally tried to push down, and then after that we got a massive push to the top side. At this point, look, we are attempting to break down, attempting to break back into the range. So again, let me show you another thing, right? Speaking about ranges, this is our range now. We are above this range. So as long as we stay above this, guess what? We're going to start trading in this range, and this is basically the lows of this range, right? And the top side of the range is all the way up there, but we just have to clear this area now, because again, we can start wicking out. It can start wicking us out from up here, but we start clearing these highs now, which I think we are about to, you know, looking at the MetaTrader 4. We are, every time there is momentum in the market, it just pushes up, man. It just pushes straight up. It just becomes a rocket ship of a candle. So the momentum is to the top side. Look at that. We're about to clear 1809.97. We start clearing that. Honestly, we're going to come up to 1810. 1810, we start clearing 1810. We're going to start pushing up. This is going to go straight to the TP. And again, as I said, the daily candle, again, let me show you guys the daily candle. Look how much the daily candle has pushed up altogether. Look at your daily candle. It's only pushed up about 70 pips. Wow. From here, either we're going to see a massive sell-off playing out or a massive buy position playing out. Either one is going to play out from here. Let's just hope that, you know, another minute left. Hopefully we can start to see more momentum kick into the top side. The trade is risk free for me, unfortunately, so I can easily get rigged up. So if we start to see some more momentum, let's see now. This is when you want to see some more momentum kick in. It needs to start respecting these lows and just start pushing all the way back up and start forming higher highs and higher lows. Because again, you don't want to start trading below this range. You want to stay above this range. This is it now. This candle is pretty much is forming a bottom wick now. That's what it is doing. Just forming that bottom wick. Oh, is my runner going to survive? Is my runner going to survive? Look, 18 or 8.52 is when you want to see a rejection from. But we start trading below that, it's going to stop on my runner. Okay, this is it. This is that rejection area now. Can we survive? Start pushing up now. There we go. Look, we're starting to see rejections now. Oh, there we go. Look at that rejection. Beautiful rejection. Look at the zone just being respected to the T, man. But if he's going to start pushing down now, he's going to start clearing this zone. Because look, you had a reaction from this zone now. But you start trading below this, you can probably see a sell-off playing out as well, to be honest. So now look, you had that rejection. So it has no business breaking below this now. It needs to start pushing back up if it wants to start trading up here now. So you want to see this candle starting to become the engulfing bullish candle now. But we start breaking below this, we're going to start trading back within the range that we were in. And then you're going to see a sell-off play now. Otherwise, we start respecting this level here now. We're going to start pushing up and start forming that, you know, new high basically. So let's just see what happens. Oh, we're about to break. And my runner has been stopped out, guys. That's my runner being stopped out at break even. That's why I secured some profits up there. Let's see now. Let's see what we can do. But that was a winning trade. Again, as I said, look, reactions. You know, you want to see how price starts to react around this area. So now, again, understand the picture. Understand the bigger picture. We are forming the upper wick. We are, again, starting to reject below this level now. Look at the lows of the 30-minute level. Now we start trading below this, start breaking these lows, start, you know, forming this area as some sort of resistance. We're going to start see a massive push to the downside. You can see a massive sell-off starting to play out at this point. Again, look, we have our ranges. So if we don't start to trade above this range now and we start violating the mid side of this consolidation that we were stuck, you know, within, and look at this, this is the top side of the consolidation. We start turning this into some sort of resistance, start coming down. Now you're going to see your sell-off playing out basically. It's as simple as that. But I'll wait for the next 3 minutes to, you know, show us the bigger picture, show us the next move. Because again, the structure lows are down here as well. I just got wicked up because, you know, I took off some of the profits and kind of made it risk-free. So I got wicked up, but again, the structure lows are down there. So unless you start to violate the structure lows, you are technically still forming higher highs and higher lows. And this could just be that pullback. And you are tapping this area now, which is a key area, which I did tell you guys. Look at that. Look how it taps here. Literally, it went straight to the area, literally to the T, and then from there you saw a massive rejection started to, you know, play out. Now you're just gonna have to see what happens over here, because again, either you're going to see your higher highs and higher lows being formed, or you're going to see the sell-off starting to play out now. Okay, you're starting to see a lot of momentum to the downside now. Honestly, a lot of momentum starting to kick in. So if we can start breaking below these structure lows at this point now, and the new forward is not the new forward, the new 15-minute is approaching in the next 2 minutes as well. Maybe that might be the next move now. With the new 15-minute open, it might form the upper wick and start pushing down. That could be the next move, guys. The new 15-minute open. That could be the next move. The new 15-minute open either is going to come down, react to this liquidity zone here and start pushing all the way back up to form that new leg up, or it's just going to start breaking below this, going to start turning this area into some sort of resistance, and we're going to see the sell-off starting to play out now. Because a lot of momentum to the downside. Honestly, we're not seeing any sort of rejections. Again, because of the nature of obviously this move, it had such a massive push to the top side. It might just be a correction to start pushing back up. Because now, you know, obviously the news has exhausted. Now, again, technicals are starting to, you know, drive the price. Look at that. You're attempting to break these lows now. Let's just see how it starts to play around this area. Either you're going to start to push up from here, or you're going to start pushing down. You got another minute left as well for the new 15-minute to open. So let's just see what it does. Let's just see what it does, guys. Just going to turn my magic keys on at this point. Gonna have honestly, I think sales can start playing out from here now. If we start trading below this range once again, you can really see sales playing out. Another minute left now for the new 15-minute to open. You want to see a nice push first, some sort of a retest, and then you want to see another push to the downside. You do want to see this area here being retested and being turned into some sort of resistance. At that point, again, we're coming down to the daily lows and potentially going to form a deeper wick on the daily lows. And it's kind of like catching a sell position all the way from up here. But right now, you don't really have any sort of confirmations for this sell position to play out. It's literally just all bias. Look at the way we're forming this double bottom down here, and this is your new 15-minute open now. So if you start to see a rocket ship of a candle here as well, after forming an upper wick and a bottom wick, and you see an engulfing bullish candle, this is just your retest to start pushing back up to, you know, form that next leg back up. So simple. It's as simple as that. Okay, there we go. Look at your 15-minute candle now at this point. Yeah, it's potentially coming up. It's coming up. Let's just see how it closes as well. If it's an engulfing bullish candle and then the next one starts to break the highs as well, this might just be that second leg back up now. Otherwise, I think it's just going to be a retest to start pushing down. So we're going to have to start waiting now. And let's just see how the candles are basically printing at this point. This is your new 15-minute open. In another 15 minutes, we're going to see a new 4-hour candle as well. So that's going to give us obviously more momentum. Look at the way the next candle has just opened and just started to push all the way down. We start breaking below these 15-minute lows, I think we're going to start pushing down now. I'm really looking at these 15-minute lows at this point. I think it might just give us that little impulsive entry over here for a sell position. Because you're just forming lower lows and lower highs at this point. It's as simple as that. So we start breaking below this now. I think sell position can play out. Because again, it can form a sustainable bottom wick. It does not have to break below this. We start to break below this, start turning this area into some sort of resistance. You're coming all the way down to the daily lows and potentially forming a deeper bottom wick. Otherwise, it's just a pullback to start pushing back up. But again, if there was enough momentum in the markets, and you know, if the momentum was to the top side, we should have started to push up again. I think it's just sells today. I think sells are going to play out today. Because look, had a retest as well, and now we start breaking below this again for the second time after forming that double bottom. I mean, it doesn't make sense to go back up now. What's it waiting for? This is our session open. This is when you have momentum, so you don't want to see these lows over here being broken now. You start breaking below this after this massive rejection from a key area. We're coming down a little bit. Because you're again starting to trade within this consolidation. This is the mid side of this consolidation, the mid range. You start trading below the mid range, you're coming to the lows, which is also your daily lows as well. And then from there you start violating those daily lows when there is a tiny wick on the daily candle to the downside. Guess what? We're going to see a massive sell-off play now. So I'm really looking for this sell position here, honestly. If it starts breaking below these 15-minute lows, honestly, I can see that sell position playing out. But I would say the safest stop loss will be above 18 or 8.5 to above the structure. That's where you'll probably find the safest stop loss. Let's see what happens now, guys. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. There we go. Coming down to the lows once again now. It needs to start breaking below these lows. There we go. Lows are coming. Might be looking for a sell position here soon. If we start violating these lows now, I think, again, look, it's forming that bottom wick now. You're seeing those rejections from the downside. So it has no business breaking below these lows and starting to trade back within this range. This is the mid side of the range. From here, your buy position should start to work out. Unless it wants to push down and form the bottom wick. So that's why you have to wait for those confirmations. Safest play will be to just wait for the bottom wick to be formed. And now the bottom wick has been formed. Well, the next play is to see how it starts to react around this level. If you see a nice break, nice close retest, and then another break, I think that's a nice sell position to the downside. Oh, look at the momentum to the downside, guys. Crazy momentum to the downside, man. Crazy momentum, honestly. It's attempting to break below this level. That's the thing. We start breaking below this and start trading below this. I really can see the sell position playing out now. But let's just see what it does though. Look, again, it's just rejecting from this level now. And there is just no momentum in the markets right now. So potentially the next 4 hour could be the candle that gives us our, you know, next position basically. Okay, so 130, and then after this now it's just clean price action basically. That was it, just 130. We had news. So with news we had that push up. Now it started to calm down a little bit, and now let's just see what it does. I think the next 4 hours is going to give us more momentum, either to the top side or the downside. I don't want to see these lows over here being broken if the buys are going to work out. So below this, it makes sense for the sells to start working out now. Because again, your 30-minute has an upper wick as well as a bottom wick. What business does it have breaking below this? You know, if it's the only business it has is it wants to come down, it wants to start turning this area into some sort of resistance, and then from there you can see the sales playing out. So to be super careful, we'd want to see a nice close below this, and then from there potentially sales can start to play out. Would not be looking for any sort of impulsive entries though, because again we can just come down, break this, reject, and push all the way back up. So I want to see some sort of a nice clean break of 1808.553, from there retest and then take it back down. But we are still above this mid-range at the moment. We haven't closed back into the range. This might just be that retest to start pushing back up. So right now, quite bullish. Hi, what is that? It's going to 1804. Are you looking for a long? Can you say? At the moment, quite fluid in the market, guys. That's the best thing about our strategy. We look for buyers and sells. So again, we're gonna wait for our confirmations. Now we understand, you know, intraday, on the intraday time frame, we can push either way. It just depends which trade we start to trade in. So which range we start to trade in. So we start trading up here within this range, then obviously we're looking for a buy position. But look, we're starting to reject off of this range now, so you know we are starting to trade within this range now. At this point, this is the top side of the range. It starts to give us more rejections, then obviously we're going down to the lows of the range, which is also down there. So you know, sell position right now, we're starting to reject off of a key area as well, and you see major rejections when you start to reject off of this key area. And yeah, that's all it is. Got the new 4 hour coming up soon as well, so yeah, I would say sell position for now. Right now, looking for a sell position, but again, buys can work out as well if we start coming back up here. Really just gonna have to wait and see what shows up first. That's what you know, you have to be really you have to be able to switch your bias, guys, like every minute, every second, especially if you're trading gold, and we trade gold on a minute time frame. It's quite intense, so you know you have to be able to switch your bias like real quick. So that's all we're doing now. Again, look at your 30-minute candle at this point as well, right? So what business does it have breaking its own lows once again? One thing I can think of is because gold loves to react to liquidity zones. This is your liquidity zone in the minute time frame as well. So potentially what it could do is it could break this, come down, do some sort of a retest, and then we could see something like this playing out as well. Maybe some sort of a deeper retest to start pushing back up. So that's why extra careful, and you would want to see this low over here being violated, and then this area here being turned into some sort of resistance, if that makes sense. From there, sells will be quite safe in my opinion. Again, nothing is ever safe. It's more about probability, right? I think probability to the downside goes up if we see something like that. And I'm just going to mark this on my MetaTrader 4 as well. Where is this candle? Okay, there it is. There it is. There it is. There it is. Okay, there we go. So look, I've marked in my MetaTrader 4 as well. So literally this level here, you guys can see, this is that rejection zone. I want to see it come down to this level first and start to see some sort of lower lows and lower highs being formed below this level, 1806.41. Then obviously we have this clean range to the downside basically. Until then, again, as I said, it might just react to this liquidity zone down here, you know, violate these lows, potentially just tap into this resistance level, and just, you know, you can just see your bias playing as well. So again, we'll see something, because again, gold has done nothing so far, so you're going to see something for sure. Tomorrow is your bank holiday as well, so gold needs to do something today, that's for sure. So we're going to wait for another 6 minutes now. Potentially with the new 4 hour coming up in the next 6 minutes, we can start to take another trade. If not the new 4 hour open NYSE, will be that last chance, I'm gonna give price. Otherwise, we're gonna call it a day because we've taken one trade, secured profits. No need to kind of like rush into another trade. But unfortunately, it didn't hit my TP, man. I didn't get my 1% on that trade, so I'm just not satisfied. Do you know what I mean? But how's everyone doing on the YouTube live stream though? Guys, honestly, we're killing gold during the month of December. I caught the sales yesterday, so make sure you guys drop a like. And guys, one thing, make sure you hit the subscribe button and turn the notifications on, because I'm not going to be live streaming tomorrow and, you know, rest of this week. Maybe we're going to come back next week. So, you know, if I do come back, you guys are going to get notifications straight away, because tomorrow, as I said, USD bank holiday. I'm going to be taking a little bit of rest as well. You know, going to enjoy some of my, you know, holidays. Like, you know, it's holiday season. I'm going to enjoy that as well. So look at that now, starting to come back to this area once again. We're about to break the structure lows on the minute time frame as well. We start breaking below the structure lows. We do understand that obviously it might just be reacting to that liquidity zone. So to be extra careful, you want to see how it reacts around this resistance level first. And then from there, we can take it up or down. But you guys can see just forming lower lows and low highs, or not seeing any sort of push to the top side. And got another 5 minutes left as well for the new forward open. And look, every time we get a new candle opening, so like let's say, you know, you get a new candle open, every time there's a new candle opening, you know that there will be more momentum in the markets. You'll get more volatility, and every time there is momentum is to the downside. Now you guys can see that, right? So now with 4 hour, that's when you can expect more volatility to kick into the market. So as soon as it forms the upper wick and it starts forming lower lows, low highs, I'll look to take a sell position here, but I'll make a risk free like as soon as we start tapping 1805. I'd rather just make a risk free ASAP than take any sort of losses today. That's for sure. So yeah, I'm willing to make a risk free real soon, even if it's not, you know, near my TB. I'll make a risk free. But I think we start breaking below this, we're gonna have a aggressive drop that, you know, it should be fine. It should be good to make a risk free as soon as it's up a couple pips. That's kind of what I'm looking to execute on today now. Another 4 minutes left now for the new 4 hour to open. In the next 4 minutes, we can potentially see our trade coming up. Looking for this sell setup or even a buy setup. For buyers to work out, it obviously needs to form the upper wick first, and then after that, I want to see us coming down. I want to see an upper wick as well as a bottom wick for the buyers to work out. Or do you know what it is? You know what they say? You have to wait for your price to come to your level. So this is my level down here now. The next level should be obviously this level up here. We start trading above this as well. At that point, obviously, most likely we're going to go up to the highest, and we can start looking for a setup. I'm going to start looking for a setup above this, above 1808. Or this kind of becomes our range once again, right? So the top side is up here, the lows are down there. That's our range now. So we just need to wait for price to either come to the top side of our range or the lows of the range. No trades will be taken within the mid side of the range, if that makes sense as well. I want to see how it reacts to the top side or the lows. At that point, I'll be looking for either a buy position or a sell position. Really just depends, honestly. Really just depends. Another 3 minutes left for the new 4 hour to open, guys. Let's see what happens. What are you guys in? Are you guys still in a buy position or a sell position? You guys see why I made it risk-free so quickly? Because I knew something like that was going to happen. And, you know, it's not worth it being in this sort of drawdown when you had this explosive push to the top side. It really is not worth it, is it? So that's why we just secured some profits. And then, you know, our other half got taken out at break even. You know, secured profits, made it risk-free. That's risk management. So that's why risk management is so important, guys. It's so important. Next 2 minutes left as well now. Let's see what we can do in the next 2 minutes. I can really see us like just starting to dump at this point because there is just no momentum to the top side. Like gold is just not trying to push up anymore. Every time there is some sort of volatility in the market, it just pushes down. Every time, look, there is some sort of volatility, it pushes down. So I really do have high confidence when it comes to this sell setup now. Even with buys, it does make sense if we do start to react around this liquidity zone and then start clearing this sort of top side of this sort of little consolidation that we formed. There we go, another minute left now. 1 more minute left for the new forward to open. But I really do want it to start reacting around this liquidity zone and then from there see where we can take gold. So we're gonna have to sit on our hands now. Need to have a lot of patience now, because it doesn't mean that we're gonna see something. Most likely we will, but if we don't see anything, if it just starts to consolidate like this, you just have to call it a day. But I think we can definitely see something. Again, the daily candle has not even pushed about 100 pips now, and it's tapping into this strong area. It's quite strong, this area here. Massive rejections you see from this area, so all it needs is just a little bit more volatility to start clearing these zones and start pushing down. So massive sell-off can really start to play out, and there's a tiny bottom wick on the daily time frame as well. If you actually look at the daily time frame, look at the wick to the downside. It's so tiny, so tiny, and I think we can form some sort of a deeper bottom wick if we start to reject from this area now. Let's look at the 4 hour. It's forming the upper wick now, and it has a tiny bit of a bottom wick as well, so our trade might be coming up at this point. Honestly, there is no point looking at the 4 hour. It's so small. I have to look at the minute time frame to get that information that we need to execute on this. Also trying to figure out where would the safest stop loss be. Like, I think safest stop loss will be either above this or above 18.07, even 18.08. I might give it a little bit more room to breathe because of the 4 hour. Might just give it a little bit more room to breathe, honestly. I don't want to have like a major stop loss. At that point, obviously my 121 is going to be major as well. Can I have, do you know what? Yeah, that makes sense. 18.08 could be a nice stop loss. 18.08, basically, yeah, up here. Just up here could be a nice stop loss, which is also your top side of the consolidation. This is where you start to reject from. See that, right? Rejections. Also forming this resistance here as well, look. And look at the way this candle is closed with no upper wick. And now we can just start to fake everything out to the downside, potentially. After rejecting off of this major zone, I can really see sales playing out, man. Honestly, can see that. Okay, let's just see if we can get some more volatility. Either the volatility is going to start kicking in now, or we're going to see something kick in during NYSE. That's going to be the next play, basically. So what's our confirmations that we are looking for? We want to see how it reacts around this level. From there, sell position is what I'm looking for. Until then, it's too early to jump in anything. You can really easily start to reject and get stopped out. That's what trading is about. Even if you don't wait for 2 seconds, you can get stopped out. That's how crucial patience are. Like, when it comes to patience, you need to be really patient when it comes to trading. Even, let's say, yeah, you're like, okay, there's just 1 second left before the candle closes, and you kind of like enter, and then that second just rejects all of a sudden. Your whole trade idea becomes invalid. So in order for our trade idea to be valid, we need to wait for that confirmation. So that's where you need to control your emotions and just wait for your trade to show up. When it shows up, you can execute with like a lot of confidence, right? Until then, we just don't have enough confidence to go in. We're kind of just letting our emotions take that trade rather than, the trading setup, the trading plan. So I want my trading setup to show up. Obviously, your trading plan tells you what your trading setup is. Your trading strategy tells you what your trading setup is. Right now, thinking about my strategy, like, based on my strategy, there is nothing here to trade. In front of my eyes, I don't see anything but consolidation. So if I was to literally take a trade right now, it would be completely based on predictions. And again, as I said, we don't predict, we react to the markets. Predicting is what gets you in trouble. It really does. So when you are reacting to the markets, then guess what? You can play a game of probability. Again, reactions are going to start building probability either in your favor or against you. And when you start to see those reactions that work in your favor, you can kind of have, you can gain more confidence to add more risk to your position, or even like, if it starts to stack up against you, you can start taking off your risk. That's why probability, without probability, if you don't understand probabilities, you can't manage your risk either. So you need to understand the probability. Once you start to understand how probability works in trading, again, it's really personal to everyone. It depends on your trading strategy. My trading strategy, I've got ways of figuring out how probability is either on my side or against me. That's how I can manage my positions. So it really depends how you trade. But yeah, you guys need to understand, when you are trading a strategy, understand how the probability either is on your side or is not on your side. Again, yeah, I do understand when you do start to execute on a position, you know, obviously you're taking a high probability trade, but even when the trade is going your way or going, you know, when you are in a position, you can still look to, you know, manage your positions. You can always do that. Doesn't mean just because you executed a position, now you need to either let your stop loss get hit or your TP. Again, you guys saw that. I was like, look, now if it starts breaking below this, probability of me getting stopped out is really high at break even, because I made my trade break even. And that's why I secured some profits here. And then the other half got stopped out at break even. So again, see how playing the game of probability, I ended up actually securing some profits rather than just not securing anything. Otherwise, you know, technically I would have just, you know, ended up closing this position at break even. So I actually ended up securing profits because it didn't hit my 1-to-1, so I secured 50%. I didn't get too greedy, and yeah, it just worked out lovely. So again, same thing again now. Look at your 4-hour. What's it doing? It's just quite undecisive right now. So what are we waiting for? It's rejecting off of this resistance level as well. Waiting for price action to give us something. Right now, we don't have anything whatsoever. What's up Turbo, what's up everyone, what's up Music Shop, I don't know how to say it, what's up Tadiva, what's up Adi, what's up everyone, what's up Omar, what's up Cyber, welcome everyone, welcome. If you guys are new as well, make sure you guys hit the subscribe button, turn on the notifications, the little bell, so every time we go live you get the notification, because as soon as we go live, literally like 2-3 minutes in, we start to do our analysis, and you guys can see we do everything with 100% transparency. You know, we show you the most realistic and sustainable way of trading. We also show you our losses as well, which is so rare in this industry, man. People just say, you know, they have 100% winning streak. It's insane. It's just not possible. So, you know, February coming up as well, guys. You gotta understand, this is December, really, really low volatile month. So, you know, this is when your people are not really trading, especially your big traders, hedge funds, big banks. So, you know, but Feb coming up, you're going to again start to see momentum and volume coming back into the market, and we're going to be doing a lot of damage. I got a lot of plans for Feb. Going to be bringing a lot of special guests as well. Right now it doesn't make sense for me to kind of like take the live stream to that level, because I can't get that reach, if that makes sense, because not a lot of people are trading right now. So I doubt a lot of people are even looking into the markets like for this month and the next month. A lot of people are on holidays. So, you know, when Feb comes, everyone's going to come back into the markets, and, you know, our reach is going to go up all of a sudden, and then I'm going to start bringing a lot of special guests, a lot of big things coming up basically. Mark my words, guys, we're going to be one of the biggest live stream on, you know, Forex community, sort of like on YouTube. Again, you guys can understand there are different sort of like, you know, market phases, market cycles. Let's say right now in the lower time frames, what sort of phase we are in. We are just stuck within this consolidation. This was that push to the top side, the leg up. This was the leg down, retesting the lows of the structure, still haven't violated. So at this point we are just within this consolidation. So all we have to do is either see that break to the top side with a lot of momentum, or break to the downside. Again, if we start breaking above to the top side now, we have our upper wick as well as a bottom wick now. You know, gold is starting to reject off of this support level that we have. We are respecting this support level, but we start breaking to the downside now. Guess what? The souls are going to start playing out. You know, it's formed the upper wick now. We are still within this consolidation. We start breaking to the downside, you can most probably see sales playing out. We start breaking to the top side now, you can see the bias playing out. That's all you have to do, just wait. Look at this candle. I do like this candle as well, this engulfing bearish candle, but again, because we are within the consolidation, it becomes invalid. Now we start breaking below this. I want to see how it starts to react around this level, and sales might start to play out now, guys. Okay, let's focus again. It's coming down now once again, coming down to the lows. I want to see these lows over here being broken now. The structure lows are about to be broken. I want to see how it reacts from 1806 now. 1806.41 is about to get tapped. Just needs to push down a little bit more. And then 1806. Okay, it's coming down now. It's coming down. Let's just see. Okay, this is it now. This is it. I want to see how it starts to react. Do you know what, guys? It starts pushing down now. I'm taking this sell position. I'm in this sell position. We're trading, we're closing below 1806. Next one starts breaking the low of this candle. I'm taking this all the way down. As I said, sell position is going to play out. And look at the momentum to the downside at this point now. Amazing. Either you're going to see this candle start to engulf everything to the left, faking this whole move to the downside, faking this whole move out. So yeah, otherwise we're going to see the sells playing out now. This is the new forward. The upper wick is done. We're going to start dropping at this point, and I'm going to take this position here. We start breaking below this. I'm in this position. Stop loss above the structure highs because it's a massive push. It makes sense to just put the stop loss above this now. Shouldn't be breaking above the 4-hour highs either. So let's see if we can get that push down now. Trading below 1806 now. Stop breaking below these lows. I'm in this sell position. We're going to come down to the daily lows, at least to the daily lows. Let's go, Goldilocks. Let's go. There we go. Push down. I'm in this, guys. I'm in this now. Partial TP at 1.1. I'm going to just let it do its thing now, honestly. Just going to let it do its thing at this point. Where are the daily lows? Again, let's mark out the daily lows. Look, this is that confirmation. Waited for the confirmation. Got the confirmation. Retest. Break. That's it. Taking a trade now. This is now probabilities on my side. That's why I've executed on this trade now. So now let's say all of a sudden I was to see an engulfing bullish candle starting to form up, starting to break above this, a break above this. Now I understand the probability is starting to go back to the top side. It might just be reacting to the liquidity zone to start pushing back up. I'm going to start taking off risk. Until then, just got to let it do its thing now. The entry is obviously all the way down here, so it can push up and then go down. But you wanted to start trading below 1808. That's for sure though. Need to start trading below 1808, 1806, 1806 as well. Look at that rejection we're getting from 1806. Good rejection. I like it. We need to start trading below this level. We should be good to go down. I don't want to see us coming back above this level now. And obviously you might just see a retest of resistance level as well, which is all the way up here. The resistance level is all the way up here. So look again, playing the game of probability. We start trading above this, start closing above the resistance. I'm going to take off 50% risk. But this is when the sell-off should start playing off. Maybe in the next 4 minutes as well, potentially. So yeah, just got to let it do its thing now. It's going to take its time. But eventually it should start dropping now. The daily candle, look at your daily candle once again. It's just asking to come down, honestly. Daily lows are all the way down to 1803. So I can see this playing out at least down to 1803 for sure. That's where my partial TP is anyway. And we start breaking below the daily lows. Again, the range is down to 1799. Keep that in your mind as well, guys. Just gotta let it do its thing now, really. Because again, it needs more volatility in the markets. And then from there, it will do something. Otherwise, it's just going to start to consolidate now. So another 3 minutes left for the new 15-minute to open. And then after that, you got NYSE coming up as well. So at this point, again, look, every time there is momentum in the markets, what happens? We see a push to the downside. So now when there is no momentum, what will it do? It will start to push back up, pull back, and then boom, again, pull back again. But what I'm going to do is, if it starts trading above this resistance level, I'm going to take off 50% just to be safe. Until then, it's just a pullback up to this resistance level. You got to understand this is trying to turn this level into some sort of resistance. You're not even seeing a massive bullish engulfing candle. So this is just a drawdown you should be expecting anyway. Drawdowns are part of the game now. And yeah, look at the momentum again. Momentum candles out to the downside. But now let's say we start trading above this resistance level. Start breaking above this this high. I want to take off 50% risk. Start breaking above this. Until then, I'm just expecting pullbacks really. You start breaking above this, I'm going to take off 50%. Until then, you're just going to wait for some more momentum to kick in, and then that's going to be your leg down, basically. Massive leg down. And this is when your sells should start playing out. As I said, I have a lot of confidence. Again, this is December, so you're going to see a lot of rejections, obviously. But yeah, surely it should start playing out. Look at this now. Look at this now. Let's start pushing down. We start breaking below this. Next area is 1805.04. From there, you can expect a pullback. After that, as soon as we start clearing that, oh, this is it. It's about to drop, guys. Gold is about to drop. It is about to drop now. Gold is about to drop. Let's go. Let's go, Goldilocks. Let's start dropping now. Amazing. See, again, forming new lows now at this point. Lower lows and low highs. Look at this. Sell-off is going to start playing out now. There we go. There we go. Amazing. Just going to mark up my zones on MetaTrader 4 though, where we can expect pullbacks from. So next pullback zone is 1805.04. Let me just show you guys. From here, we can expect the pullback now. So we are tapping this pullback zone now. After that, got another pullback zone down there. We start clearing this pullback zone. We've got next pullback zone there. After that, I'm going to make it risk-free basically. After 1804.47, I'm going to make this risk-free. There we go. This is that sell-off playing out now. Again, waited for this, and there we go. Second position taken for the day now. Look at your position just playing out now. Nice, 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 nice. Let's see. Got another minute left for the new 15-minute to open, so it can push up. It's not going to scare me whatsoever. It's going to be part of the game. Fluctuations are part of the game. So the next minute you can start to push back up now with the new 15-minute open. You guys can. So yeah, just got to let it do its thing now. Again, looking to manage risk. If we start trading above this level, you should just see nice clean breaks to the downside now. But again, want to be extra bit careful and do want to manage your risk as well. If we start breaking above these levels, just to be extra bit careful, all right? Until then, it's just you're just gonna see a lot of pullbacks, lows, pullbacks, lows, pullbacks, lows. It's just how it works, really. Especially around this month, it's just how it works. This is the new 15-minute open now. Let's look at the 15-minute candle, potentially forming the upper wick now. Let's look at the previous 15-minute candle. Look at the way it's closed. Beautiful close. This one needs to start coming up, form the upper wick now potentially. If there is not a lot of momentum, I can expect it to come all the way up. But look, we're trading below this range now. This is going to go down. Just still trading below this range. It just needs to do its thing now. I have a lot of confidence in this setup. We are going to go down. Look at the way we're rejecting this massive daily area as well. So as long as we kind of like just play the game of probability, we should be good. Now again, playing the game of probability. When do we see probability going to the top side? If we start trading above 1806, this level here, 1806, 628, then yeah, probability goes back to the top side. And you can see bias setup playing on. Until then, we're just forming lower lows, lower highs, just upper wick being formed. You start breaking below these 15-minute lows, you're going to see another drop. But in order for us to see that, you need to see momentum in the markets. That's what you need to see. Unless there is momentum in the markets, you're going to see a pullback. But every time there is momentum, guess what happens? Look at your minute candles. You see massive bearish candles. Then what do you see afterwards? You see the pullbacks. You see massive bearish candles, pullbacks, massive bearish candles, pullbacks. That's just how price action will be until we start to, get more volatility in the markets, which will be obviously next year, Feb. And then, you see those massive candles. So, this is a really big candle during this month, which is only 12 pips. Usually you can have 30 pip candles during, 1 minute candles as well. I'm talking about 1 minute candles, 30, 40 pip candles. So your TPs can get hit in literally like a minute or two. So, when you're trading the way we trade, it becomes a bit tricky now because, you're holding these drawdowns and you're like, it's more of an emotional roller coaster. But guys, again, understand, if it's too much for you, don't trade this month. Do not trade this month if it's too much for you, because you will see these emotional roller coasters. You will experience them. You will see these fluctuations. It's just part of the game, really. That's all it is. But as I said, I'm looking to manage risk as well. If we start breaking above this bearish candle, at that point I'm going to look to close 50%. That's 100%. I'll do that. Always want to manage your positions as well. So yeah, let's just see what happens now. Maybe NYSE can take us down now. Until then, just got to let this thing, do its thing. How much ever of a pullback it wants to do. It's your new 15-minute open as well. So it's going to potentially form the upper wick now. And then later start to drop. Look, it's tapping this area now. So if we start dropping from here, it will be lovely. Start trading above this, start clearing these highs. I'm going to look to close 50%. Again, want to look to manage your positions as well. If the probability goes against you, look to take some risk off the table. And then when probability comes back into your favor, you can add some risk back. Risk management is key when it comes to trading. So let's say if you started off with 1% risk, that's what you executed your position, your stop loss gets hit, you're taking 1% risk. If you can lower it down to even 0.9%, you're saving money. That's what you're doing. In my opinion, that's a win once again, because you can't win every single trade. All you can do is wait for a high probability trade to show up, then execute with confidence. If it doesn't go your way, just manage your positions. But again, don't be scared and just start, closing because you see a bullish candle. You want to see certain areas being broken, certain levels being broken. So for us, as I said, this is a key area. Start trading above this, start coming up to the top side of the range. Most probably is going to do a retest of this and then start dropping. But again, not trying to predict, just reacting. That's all it is. That's literally all it is. So we're going to predict. It starts trading back up here. I'm going to close 50%. And, you know, our stop loss is above the structural highs. So not going to get stopped out. Potentially still will go into profits if the trade works out. But it's all about risk management, guys. It's literally all about that. You're rejecting off of a key area as well at this point on the daily time frame. It's just that unfortunately there is just no momentum in the market, so it needs to collect more orders now. It needs to go up, collect more orders, then drop. That's just how December will be. Not the easiest month to trade. You really need to have a strong psychology in order for you to be, you know, trading this month. But it's just part of the game once again. If trading was easy, everyone will be a millionaire, right? Everyone will be doing it. That's why 90% of the people fail, and then the 10% only make it. Because again, I don't really look at this as in like, oh, if I lose this, I'm going to lose money. It's more like, if I lose this trade, guess what I've done? Did I take a trade based off my plan? I did. Did I manage risk? Yes, I did. Did I cut the position short too quickly? No, I didn't. Did I give it room to breathe? Yes, I did. You know, did I get scared? No, I didn't. I got a lot of confidence that the trade's still going to work out when obviously it wants to work out. Just because it's going up now doesn't mean, you know, his buyers playing out now. It doesn't mean that at all. Look at the wick. There is no bottom wick on the at the bottom either. It's potentially just coming up to retest key zone to grab some more orders and then start to push down. Again, as I said, if it starts breaking above 1807.21, I will look to close 50% just to be safe, right? Again, reacting to the markets, not predicting the markets. Look, you're tapping the resistance level now on the minute time frame as well. Keep that in your mind, guys. So you're literally tapping the resistance level on the minute time frame now. So you can start to push down from here as well. You can see a lot of momentum to the downside coming in now. Otherwise, you know, the next resistance level for you should be 1807.19. But this is when you should start to see a massive bearish candle on the minute time frame. It should start to engulf everything to the left, stop closing below 1806, and then your sell should start playing out basically. That's how it should be. Again, just look at the candles, really tiny candles. It's just a pullback. It wants to collect more orders, then push down. So now it could collect orders from here, up here, or even all the way up there. So that's why I'll manage my positions if it starts to break above this level here. 1 to 2 trades a day, low risk, managed positions. There is no way you're going to blow your account up. You can be really profitable this way. Look, it's having some sort of trouble around this resistance level now. So either it's going to start breaking above this or start breaking down, right? If it breaks above, what's the next next thing that's going to happen? It's going to come up to the resistance level, most probably. So again, playing the game of probability, I'm going to look to close 50% if it starts closing above here now. So I'll look to close half real soon now because of the way it's just pulling back now. I'll look to close 50% on this position. Starts to break above this engulfing bearish candle, I'm going to close 50% for sure. And I'll leave an open TP at that point, basically. Still haven't broken above this now. Still seeing rejections. The thing is, it's just pullback candles, man. These are just your pullback candles. And you probably will see, as soon as some sort of momentum kicks in, which is probably in the next 7 minutes, you're going to see a massive bearish candle, and you know it's going to go straight down. It's going to start dropping. These are literally just your pullback candles. But again, I don't know how much of a pullback gold will do. It really just depends how much of liquidity it needs, how many orders it needs. So, you know, better be safe and take some position out of, you know, take 50% off here, and maybe scale back in later when it goes back into my favor. The probability goes back in my favor. That's all it is, a game of probability. So there we go. It's coming back up to this level now. Let's just see. I'm about to close 50% now if we start breaking above this and start closing above this. Still is rejecting, not breaking above this, but we start closing above this, closing 50% as I said. The position is still open. I'm only in a little drawdown right now, nothing major whatsoever. Best thing about this, stop loss is all the way up of the structure highs. That's the best thing about this. So this is that retest now, which I have been waiting for. I want to see a massive engulfing bearish candle now. If we start breaking above this, I'm going to close 50%. That's for sure. This is the area now I'm expecting a reversal and massive bearish candle. And it needs to start engulfing everything to the left and go straight to my TP. That's what I want to see now. A nice bearish candle starting to trade below 1806. I want it to start trading below 1806 now. You know, start breaking below this support area, start violating all these lows and form that new low now, the leg that and the next leg down. And then this pullback should be done. Maybe the next minute can start pushing us down, and if we start trading below 1806.53, NYSE can give us that next push down basically. But look at that amazing rejection. So far so good. So the next minute is going to give us more volatility now. This is the new 5-minute open. It should start pushing down now. Should start pushing down, start breaking below this support and this support down here, and then hopefully as long as we trade below this with NYSE, we can, you know, start pushing down and create the next leg down. So your first leg down, this is your pullback, and now you need to see another leg down. We should not be breaking above these highs at this point. I'm going to start taking off risk. We start breaking above these highs. Simple as that. This is when you should see your sells now starting to play out. You should start going back into profits. You should start breaking below these lows and basically form new lows, right? Again, we are expecting a lot of pullbacks, and as I said, if we start breaking above this, start closing above this bearish candle, I'm going to look to close. We haven't done that so far, but we start closing above this, I'm going to look to close 50%. Until then, I'm giving it as much room to breathe as possible. So I'm not taking away anything from this trade, giving it all that I can. Okay, this is it now. Another 4 minutes left for the NYSE to open. We are rejecting off of this area. Unfortunately, we need to start trading below this, because if we start trading above here with the NYSE, it's going to give us the upper wick all the way up to the structure highs, and then from there maybe start to drop. So I really do want it to start trading below 1806 now, turn this into a resistance and just start trading within this range, 1806 to 1805, and then NYSE can form the upper wick, retest 1806, and then just start to drop. That's what I'm expecting now. And now we should start going back into profits, hopefully. Let's look at your 5-minute candle. Has it got an upper wick? Yes, it does. This 5 minutes should start breaking below these lows now, and this should be forming that next leg down basically now. Again, as I said, the pullback zone is being respected, which I did tell you guys about. So far so good. Really do want to see this support level here being broken now. That's going to give us more probability to the downside and more confidence to keep on holding this sell position. Look, it's really simple now. Either you're going to start breaking this and form that new low, or you're going to start breaking to the top side, and then maybe NYSE is going to give us a better idea of what price wants to do, right? So you don't want to see any sort of engulfing bullish candles now. You just want to see bearish candles and massive bearish candles as well. Once again, look at the momentum. Every time there is momentum, the candles are bearish candles. Momentum candles are bearish candles. Pullback candles are bullish candles. We just need more volume in the markets. That's all it is. There's just not enough volume in the markets. Look, you've had the first attempt to break up now. So either it's going to form that leg down and start forming that leg back up. At that point, we're going to be safe and take off some profits or some risk, whatever it is. And I'm gonna do it. Not us. There is not us. This is just me trading. And obviously start breaking below this. That's going to give me more confidence now to hold this position. I might lower down my stop loss, maybe put the stop loss up here. You know, it depends how big of an upper wick we get with NYSE, and then from there just let the sell position play out basically. Again, the leg up did start from up here, so keep that in your mind. This is a significant area as well, but now we should really start breaking below this and start pushing down. That's what I'm expecting to see now. Start forming the new low, the new leg down at this point. Now this is your retest done, the pullback done. Should form the new leg down now and start trading down here. And then obviously the next pullback zone is all the way down here. So you can expect a pullback from here. Start clearing that, start breaking below this. You can expect another pullback afterwards. So this should be our target now. The next zone we should start tapping into. You know, before now we should not be breaking above this. We should be breaking below this at this point. Another 2 minutes left as well for the NYSE to open. So let's see what happens. 1804.47, 1804. Usually you see a rejection from here, then you got this little level here, start clearing these levels here. So this will be like our pullback levels. After that, we should go straight to the TP basically. There we go, it's coming down to form that next leg down now. So as soon as we start breaking below this, can expect another rejection from 1805. Again, we understand this is a pullback level. It's a pullback level, so we can even mark it PB. PB stands for pullback. Again, another PB here, pullback level. These are all our pullback levels. We can expect pullbacks from these levels. Looking to the left, should be expected, right? But after that, we start clearing these. Next pullback level is down here, and you know, pretty much down here, trade should be risk-free anyway. Once we start to clear these two pullback levels, it makes sense to make it risk-free. At that point, you don't want to go back into drawdown. But until then, you have to just hold. It is December, it's going to take its time. This is your NYSE now. It needs to form the upper wick, and then from there just start to drop down and form the leg down basically. There we go. This is when we should see more momentum now, and sales should start playing out technically. And we start clearing two pullback zones, I'm going to make it risk-free. As I said, we start breaking below 1804-ish level, I'm going to make it risk-free. That's my criteria for this trade now. 1804.47 gets violated, I'm going to make it risk-free. Look at that, we're about to break this and we're about to form a new low now, and there we go. This is a valid trade. At this point, we've broken the low and formed a new low, so the trade is still valid, as you guys can see. Now it can potentially go up a little bit, form the upper wick, and then later on push down, but as you guys can see, we are still forming lower lows and lower highs, not forming higher highs and higher lows. So the trade technically is still valid, and we just need gold to just start pushing down now. Honestly, this is NYSE. If we're not going to dare now, then I don't know when we're going to dare. Should really just needs to form the upper wick now. That's the issue. It doesn't have the upper wick now. Again, it needs to form the upper wick, but it shouldn't break above 1807.24. If it does, I'm going to take off some risks. So now it has the upper wick, it should just start pushing down. Should see a lot of momentum to the downside at this point now. Should start clearing these lows and then give us a rejection from basically our next PB zone. Start clearing that next PB zone is down there. Clear two PB zones. I'm going to make this risk free, and then it's going to go straight to our TP. There we go. Nice first clear there. Oh, look at the drop. Oh boy, look at the drop, guys. Okay, next PB zone is 1804.47. Stop clearing that. I'm going to make it risk free. Whoa, look at that drop. It's going to go straight to our TP at this point. Wow, look at the drop. Damn, look at this drop. Look at this drop. Next PB coming. Oh, risk free. This is risk free. 14 pips up. 14 pips up. It's going to go straight to my TP at this point. Risk free trade, guys. Risk free trade. Look at this drop. 16 pips up. Wow, look at this drop. And it's going to go straight to the TP at this point. Okay, look at this drop. There we go. The TP has been hit. That's a winning trade right there, straight to the TP. I've taken out the whole position. And look at this, guys. Wow, look at this. Told you guys. Look, it played out to the T. What did I say? Wow, what a beauty. I've taken out my full position. As I said, this is December. I know it can drop a lot, but man, drop a like on the stream. Told you guys. Look at that. Playing out to the T. Took out my position, risk-free trade, and there we go. 2 for 2 once again today in December. I've taken out the whole thing, by the way. The whole 100% I've taken out. And yeah, I'm not taking any more positions. I'm done for the day. You know, happy days. Make sure you guys drop a like, man. Look at that. I told you it's going to go. It played out to the T, man. Look at the levels being respected. I told you NYSE is going to open, and then you're going to see that massive dump. And look at this. You know what? If you guys have any partials, I'll hold this all the way to like 17.99. But I don't have any partials, to be honest. I took everything, man. I took everything out. So yeah, guys, make sure you guys hit the subscribe button, turn on the notifications, man. As soon as Feb comes, we're going to be doing some damage. Honestly, quite excited for Feb. But guys, do you know what? That's it now. I would say just like make sure you secure profits, let it run, whatever. But guys, do you know what? Make sure to turn on the notifications, hit the subscribe button, drop a like. Make sure you go follow me on Insta. We're going to call it a day here now. Not going to be trading anymore. That's it. Our session is done. And guys, I'm going to be taking this week off now. I'm not going to be trading tomorrow. I need some rest. Honestly, like I haven't taken a day off this whole year, man. Just been working. And yeah, do you know what? I'm my own boss as well, so I got to do this. So guys, thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll catch up with you guys next week now. Hopefully, I'll let you guys know on Insta if I'm going to be streaming next week. Make sure you guys follow me on Insta. Appreciate you guys joining every single day. Everyone have a blessed week. Merry Christmas to whoever is celebrating it as well, and we'll catch up with you guys next week, hopefully. Let you guys know. Take it. Bye. Peace.